Today in our show, Carlos Baleba signed a contract with Manchester United, while Alejandro Balde makes the decision to leave Barcelona for a move to Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Manchester City buys a replacement for Savinho, and a release clause of 100 million euros did not stop Maresca, while Inter makes an emphatic statement regarding the future of Lautaro Martinez. We talk about all this and much more right now. A massive transfer battle is unfolding around 25-year-old Ukrainian Chelsea winger Mykhailo Mudryk in the closing days of the summer 2026 window. London head coach Xabi Alonso made it definitively clear that he does not count on the midfielder in his core squad, leaving the player training separately and urgently seeking a new club to gain regular match sharpness, following nearly 20 months without official matches due to a doping investigation that officially concluded with all charges dropped. Mudryk himself gave consent to a departure, yet insists exclusively on continuing his career in the Premier League. The primary financial intrigue lies in the deal structure. Chelsea prefers a simple loan with full wage coverage, but remains open to a permanent sale. Under profitability and sustainability rules, PSR, the player's remaining amortized book value in the Londoners' ledgers stands at roughly 43 million euros. A sale below this sum would deliver a direct loss to their financial accounting, which is why the Londoners already rejected Brentford's offer for a loan with an option to buy, demanding either a direct transfer for 43 million euros or a dry loan. Among suitors for the player remains Leeds United, preparing a second improved proposal after their initial loan offer was rejected over salary split. Additionally, Premier League newcomer Coventry City joined the race under Frank Lampard, who personally seeks to revive the Ukrainian's career. The option involving farm club Strasbourg remains an extreme last resort, as the player himself targets only the English top flight. The transfer saga of Leon Goretzka has officially concluded. The 31-year-old German midfielder moves to Aston Villa. Negotiations reached final "here we go" confirmation following a decisive personal call from the Birmingham side's head coach Unai Emery. Aston Villa accelerated its search for a central midfielder following severe personnel losses. Amadou Onana suffered a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his knee while featuring for the Belgium national team at the World Cup. Yuri Tielemans moved to Manchester United, and talks with João Palhinha hit a total dead end. Unai Emery personally reached out to Goretzka by phone and presented him with a clear tactical role. The German will serve as the primary mentor and absolute midfield leader in the Villains' European campaign. Emery convinced Goretzka with his detailed tactical concept and guaranteed starting spot, which proved more compelling than proposals from Juventus and Arsenal. From a financial standpoint, the deal is extremely lucrative for the English side. Goretzka joins for free as a free agent following the conclusion of his 8-year contract with Bayern Munich. The club managed to reach a wage compromise in the 6 to 7 million euro net per year range, while the initial request for a 10 million euro signing bonus was broken down into multiple payments across the duration of the contract. The player has already passed preliminary agreements and will arrive in Birmingham midweek for his medical examination and to sign official paperwork. The transfer triangle between Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Saudi side Al Hilal has reached the home stretch. The fate of 25-year-old Senegalese forward Nicholas Jackson directly depends on completing the saga surrounding the move of 30-year-old Ollie Watkins. Saudi side Al Hilal is persistently raising its stakes to sign Watkins, with whom personal terms for a triple wage increase have already been agreed, even though the Birmingham side rejected initial offers of 45 to 47 million euros and demands around 60 to 70 million euros. Unai Emery himself acknowledged the problem, as Watkins is missing matches and set on a departure. As soon as Al Hilal pays compensation for Watkins, Aston Villa will immediately approach Chelsea with an official offer for Nicholas Jackson, whom Emery considers an ideal replacement given their shared explosive past at Villarreal. Chelsea set a 76 million euro price tag on the 25-year-old Senegalese striker and considers exclusively a permanent sale, as Xabi Alonso removed the player from the first team An alternative proposal for a dry loan from Atletico Madrid has already been rejected by the Londoners, playing into the hands of the Birmingham side due to close relations between both executive boards. Meanwhile, in the Saudi camp, tough negotiations for Watkins are explained not only by internal public investment fund limits, but also by the situation surrounding Karim Benzema. The 38-year-old Ballon d'Or winner earns an astronomical €100 million net per year, with the final year remaining on his contract. The Frenchman understands completely that at his age, he will not receive even a quarter of this cosmic sum anywhere else in the world, so he issued a strict ultimatum. An early exit is possible only upon full payment of his remaining salary under the agreement. Benzema publicly confirmed his intention to hold on to this contract until the final day. "I am staying at Al Hilal. Right now there is nothing new. I am an Al Hilal player, and I have an active contract that binds me to the club." Precisely because of Benzema's refusal to leave without receiving the full €100 million, the Saudis are forced to negotiate meticulously with Aston Villa over every €5 million in the Watkins transfer to fit within allocated limits before finalizing Jackson's move to Birmingham. The deal is officially sealed and signed. Manchester United and Brighton completed a full exchange of legal documents regarding the transfer of 22-year-old Cameroon national team holding midfielder Carlos Baleba. All paperwork between the clubs is fully signed, and the transfer itself is 100% confirmed. The financial structure of the deal is locked at €82 million for the overall package. €76 million paid as a fixed sum, with €6 million structured in easily achievable performance add-ons. Furthermore, Brighton negotiated a sell-on percentage clause for any future resale of the player. The Cameroonian is completing his medical examination in Carrington over the weekend and putting his signature on a long-term contract through 2031, becoming a fundamental holding zone reinforcement in Michael Carrick's squad. The primary transfer drama of the closing days of the summer 2026 window is unfolding around 22-year-old Spanish Barcelona left-back Alejandro Balde. Against the backdrop of João Cancelo's full return and public statements by Blaugrana head coach Hansi Flick demanding 100% dedication and readiness to fight for a starting spot, the player felt a loss of undisputed status and made a final decision to leave Catalonia. Balde gave full authority to his agent Jorge Mendes to find a new club before the window shuts, targeting exclusively the European elite. The primary favorite in this race is Manchester United. Immediately after finalizing the €82 million deal for Carlos Baleba, Red Devils executive management made left-back their #1 priority. The Manchester side has already held a series of direct contacts with Mendes, weighing financial demands, and is preparing an official written offer of €40 million. Meanwhile, Barcelona and sporting director Deco seek to collect no less than €50 million to redirect funds towards signing an alternative defender. Mendes is working to agree a compromise financial check in the €45 to €50 million range, inclusive of achievable bonuses. In parallel, Benfica, which already received a rejection on its opening proposal of €20 million, and Aston Villa are monitoring the situation. However, the 22-year-old Spaniard gives absolute preference to Manchester United's project, making the Manchester side primary contenders to close the deal before September 1st. Barcelona's attempt to find a quick attacking line alternative suffered a complete fiasco. Inquiries from sporting director Deco regarding 29-year-old Argentine Inter captain Lautaro Martinez met an ironclad refusal from the Italian club's hierarchy. Against the deadlock in talks with Atletico Madrid over Julián Alvarez, the Catalans approached Lautaro's agent, ready to lay out a financial package approaching €100 million to snatch the forward as a replacement for Robert Lewandowski. However, Inter president Giuseppe Marotta personally spoke to the media and shut that door in the Catalans' face, delivering an emphatic statement: "Lautaro is our captain, our history. There are no conditions whatsoever for selling Lautaro Martinez. His departure this summer is not even worth discussing." Thanks to financial stability, the Milanese club is under no compulsion to trade its leaders at the deadline, completely crossing the Argentine off the transfer list of time-strapped Barcelona. So, to summarize, merely a few days remain until the transfer window shuts, and Barcelona's squad virtually lacks a profile central striker of high caliber, while top options drop off one by one. The sporting department, led by Deco and Hansi Flick, is considering the sole pragmatic scenario. In the absence of an available budget-friendly loan, the club will decline permanent purchases and postpone signing a star forward until 2027. Manchester City has entered the home stretch in negotiations to sign 22-year-old Palmeiras right-winger Allan Elias. A new round of contacts between English and Brazilian club management concluded with significant progress. The parties agreed a financial package ranging from 40 to 42 million euros, where 37.5 million euros is paid as a fixed sum, with the remainder structured in achievable bonuses. The official price tag proved significantly lower than the player's release clause of 100 million euros. Allan himself previously granted verbal consent and fully agreed personal terms with the Manchester side. The driver behind the Citizens' activity was the sale of another Brazilian winger, Savinho, to Tottenham Hotspur for a record package near 100 million euros, leaving coaching staff in urgent need of quality flank reinforcement. Palmeiras has already excluded Allan from the squad for their upcoming match against Vasco da Gama to avoid injuries prior to the player's flight to England for his medical examination. Agent Jorge Mendes personally offered the services of 29-year-old Manchester City central defender Ruben Dias to executive management at Milan. The Manchester side is exploring options to rejuvenate its defensive line, leaving the Portuguese defender on the list of players whose sale is possible, provided a lucrative offer arrives. However, the potential high-profile transfer stopped at the agent contact stage. Milan head coach Ruben Amorim, following a meeting with club owner Jerry Cardinale, informed management that he is completely satisfied with his current selection of central defenders. All Rossoneri financial resources at the deadline are redirected towards signing an attacking midfielder. Furthermore, a permanent transfer for Dias is financially unviable for the Italians due to his lengthy contract with the Citizens and high salary. So, rumors regarding Ruben Dias' move to Milan proved to be merely an agent initiative, as Ruben Amorim made it clear that the Rossoneri defense is fully equipped and the Portuguese defender remains in Manchester.